Hello and welcome back to the Math and Physics podcast. I am your host, Parker.
And I'm Ray, and this is episode 10, where today we're going to be talking about our favorite physics topics.
So this is going to be more of a laid-back episode. We're not going to go in depth into a certain concept. We're just going to go over what we learned and what was our favorite units, our favorite subjects to talk about in the year that just passed.
Mm-hmm. And I guess we can also talk about just our year in general as physics students, because especially the first year and now second year of university as a physics student is very, very, very crucial, because the first two are the most important. So we can even talk about our experiences, what we went through in our physics classes, exams, stuff like that. So we can, just talk about it all pretty much.
Yeah, so do you want to go first?
Sure. Okay, so we can start with Physics 151, which is, or at least U of T's version of first semester physics, where we simply cover kinematics, dynamics, stuff that we've pretty much already covered in high school, but then we're just kind of going to an extra level. So my favorite unit in that would probably be the one with torque.
I was going to say the same.
Oh no, wait. That was really good, but I completely forgot that we did special relativity in our first semester. Sorry, special relativity, it will go to my favorite topic for first semester physics, because I think I have spoken about this before in the podcast, and I'm just a big fan of the entire concept of relativity, how everything can be relative, and time and space and stuff like that, contractions. I just think it's really interesting, especially our professor, Stephen Julian, who we interviewed here today, or on another day. He was a fantastic teacher of relativity, and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, honestly, our torque unit, as well as the rotational dynamics, I think it's called, those were my two favorite subjects in 151. I did like special relativity, but I don't think to be honest, I knew pretty much everything we learned going in except for the last part, which was relativistic velocity and energy and stuff like that.
Like the Lorentzian transformations?
I mean, the Lorentzian transformations are just it's basically what you learn in high school, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's pretty much true.
But I mean, by the end of the special relativity, I did understand the concept as a whole a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I was gonna say, when we got to rotational dynamics and when we started doing energy of a wheel rolling down just a ramp, I really enjoyed how we saw the kinetic energy of the wheel in a frame that's in the frame of the wheel and also in the frame of the ramp, and we saw that it can have different.
Oh, I remember that. That was super interesting. I do remember that. Actually, now that you bring it up, the entire center of mass unit was actually
that was really
cool, because it's something that we hadn't done before, or at least I hadn't done before, and I found it super interesting that instead of just looking at the body, which is a very general aspect, we can look at the center of mass of different objects. And that gives you a whole different perspective on the physics, and it just, kind of makes all objects pretty much equal, because we're just dealing with their center of masses instead of their shapes.
Yeah, and what was that thing we also did? Capital I. What's that called again?
Capital
I? Capital I.
Wait, moment of inertia?
Yeah, moment of inertia.
Oh, my, Dawn inertia.
Yeah, I remember literally after that class, I understood nothing, because he derived the moment of inertia of a circle and a cylinder or whatever in class, and I understood absolutely nothing. He's like, okay, you take a small mass element and then you integrate from top to bottom. I'm like, okay, I don't understand. So I went home.
Yeah, in the beginning it was extremely confusing, because I don't think he really fully explained it.
What I did is I went home, I went on Wiley Plus, and I pulled up a screen of just every single important moment of inertia that we needed and the formula for it. And I sat down in the living room, and I just went through each one of them, trying to derive the moment of inertia. And every time I got the right answer, I'm like, okay, next one, and until I got it like perfect. And by the end of it, I was so good.
Okay, I should say Wiley Plus, for the people who are listeners who are not from U of T or in the physics program at all. Wiley Plus is simply our physics textbook online. So we may actually say that a lot during this video. So just remember, when we ever say Wiley Plus, we're basically talking about our textbook.
It's also
online.
where we had to do our problem sets and also our online exams.
Yeah, oh, true.
Yeah.
What about, actually talking about exams, let's talk about our first midterm as physics students. So our first midterm in Physics 151.
I don't even remember it. What did we even do?
I don't actually
I
fully
do remember
it.
It was the one with the question, with the graph that you completely messed up.
Oh, I completely messed that up. I do remember this. It was actually a question directly from a problem set. Yeah. But because of my lack of homework and, readiness for the midterm, I didn't really know it.
Yeah. Basically, it was a weird graph, but there was 2 points that you can use, and you just didn't see the 2 points.
Yes, I didn't see the other point. That's the thing. I didn't see the other point. Like, that was just ridiculous. Yeah. Anyways, how did we fare though? I think we did pretty okay.
I think I did okay. Like, I got like a 60. I don't know.
Did we get it above the average?
Yeah, I think we did get above the average.
I think we did. I think we did get above the average.
Yeah, but the first part of the test was super easy, I think, if I remember correctly.
Part A.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, it was super, super simple.
And I don't remember the last questions being hard either. Like, they were long, of course, but, there's a question about, like, regular relativity, like going across a lake and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah, there was that question too, yeah.
And I don't really know what else was hard.
It wasn't really that hard. It was just, I guess especially for a person just coming into university for their first midterm, I guess it could also be like a lot of other stress levels, because it would be their first ever midterm in their specified course, right? Especially for us when it's physics and we're doing our first midterm, a lot of pressure, a lot of stress on us, So I guess there's also those kind of influence factors that we don't really take into consideration, but I guess for any prospective U of T students, physics is a lot of fun, and I would definitely not let the midterm discourage.
Yeah, but staying on topic of favorites, what was your favorite physics midterm?
My favorite physics midterm?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, that would have to be the online one that we did together. I think that was quite a lot of fun.
That we did separately, but in the same house.
Oh, completely separately.
It's
just in the
it's
same
just because
house.
I was staying at his house when they kicked us out of the residence.
The residence. Oh, that was actually a lot of fun. I was so sick.
Yeah.
For like a straight week.
Well, anyways, that midterm was about waves and simple harmonic motion, right?
And quantum mechanics was the exam.
No, they asked one question, waves. I'm pretty sure.
On the midterm?
Or no, maybe they didn't at all.
I don't think they did on the midterm. I think they did directly on the exam.
Because the midterm
was on waves.
No, there's a part of the midterm that was also about like electric potential that we like.
Yeah, that wasn't quantum mechanics.
I know.
Though.
One of the questions was like, if you have a pendulum inside of an electric field, and then you had to find like the period for small disturbances, right?
Mm-hmm.
Anyways.
Yeah, so that would probably be my favorite midterm, because I guess it was just very, very relaxed doing it in my jammies.
Yeah.
I was just extremely on a whole new level. It was absolutely not the right stress level for a midterm. I was completely relaxed and I guess you can say not focused enough, but we did have like 4 hours to do it. We did have double the time. I think double or quadrupled or triple the time. And so so I think because of the time factor and because everything was online, obviously because of this coronavirus, I think it's actually I think that's what qualifies it to be my favorite midterm.
Yeah, my favorite was the first midterm of 152, which was second semester. It was on.
Oh, because that's just because you did really well in
No,
there.
it was on electric fields, Gauss's law, fluid dynamics as well, and pressure and stuff like that. And I walked into that test feeling so confident because I'd studied so hard, and I literally crushed it, man. I crushed that midterm so nicely. There's one question that was on it was like a pipe with holes in it that was submerged in water, and basically the inside of the pipe was a sink, and we had to provide a formula for the flow of the fluid or the velocity, like v of r, which is like the position vector for the water.
Mhm.
And
Wait, I remember this question. I think I did this question.
And I got a perfect score on that one. I was so proud. Yeah.
Hey, let's go.
I was feeling
That's
super
nice.
hyped. I got every question right except for one stupid question in part A, which is multiple choice type questions. I got one question wrong and I lost literally 10% of the midterm on that.
Yeah, the multiple choices weighted very heavily.
Yeah.
What about the final exam?
The final exam.
Which one did you prefer?
The final exam for the first semester was so difficult. I found
so hard.
The part A was very easy, and then you would, but part A is
B.
weighed 25% to 75% for part B, and you got to part B and you just hit a wall. The questions were very difficult. I mean,
part B was absolutely, yeah, it was crazy.
Eventually, you if you thought hard enough, you were able to answer a few questions, but I definitely left some blanks on that one. And they don't even release the exam or your grade. They just release.
I mean, they show you, but yeah, they don't show you your grade.
So you can calculate what you got on it, but I mean, you never get to see what your mistakes were.
Wait, I was gonna say something, but then I completely forgot what I was gonna say. I was gonna be on the exam. I was gonna talk about the exam, but then I just completely forgot what I was gonna say. Okay, I guess we can just continue talking about the second final exam that happened to be a very interesting one because of the pandemic. It was just everything was online. And I don't really know what I got on the final exam, but I think I did pretty well because my mark went up.
Yeah, I did. So I did well, but here's the thing: because they released the grades for that one, and
did they? I didn't even see my exam mark.
They released them online on Quirkus.
Oh, what? I didn't even know this. I need to check.
I'm pretty sure I checked my grade for the final exam, and I got a 75, and I'm there's no way I'm getting a 4.0 in the class.
Oh yeah, didn't you end with an 85?
When they released the final grades, I did have a 4.0, which made no sense because I was literally on the fence of a 4.0 the entire semester, and then I got a 75 on the exam. So I was super confused, but still I was whatever. I still got it, so it doesn't matter.
That makes no sense.
Yeah.
How did you end with a 4.0?
I know, I don't know. They definitely curved it up 2%.
Oh, they probably did curve it, actually. They probably did. I'm not even joking. Because I really do not believe I got because if I were to end with the mark I ended with, I probably would have had to get an 85 on the exam, which I don't really think I got. I probably got a 75, 80 around where you got. I don't know if I got an 85 to end with the mark, so they did probably curve it.
I really liked the 152 final exam though. I thought the questions were really fair. And
also because I think we don't really have the right to talk about it because of the pandemic. Because of it, you can't really compare it to different final exams and stuff like that because the situation is, completely different.
Yeah.
Because as I was saying, maybe it's just me, I don't know, but I had zero stress going into this exam.
Yeah.
I was not worried at all.
I ended up starting at the start time and literally finishing 1 minute before the end time, and I worked literally for 4 hours straight on that exam with no breaks.
I think the physics one, yeah. I think the physics one was, it was definitely long. I'll agree with you on that because I think I was also, doing it till very, very, very late in the time period allotted.
Oh, I have an idea. Let's talk about our least favorite midterm between our math and physics classes.
I guess this is a math and physics podcast, so why not?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we've actually only been talking about our physics classes.
Yeah.
We haven't even been talking about our math stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, least favorite math and or physics. Do you have one?
Yeah, mine is definitely the very first math midterm. That was the worst midterm of my entire life.
That actually I did pretty okay on. I didn't even do that badly on it.
What did you get on?
Did I? No, I don't.
No,
I got like a 65 on it.
Are you sure?
Yeah, you got like a 55.
No, I got a 52.
No, then Aaron got a 55 and
Yeah.
I got a 65. Yeah, because I remember on the first midterm, after the thing, that's when like the Dawn math stuff started coming out. And, oh, by the way, for our listeners who don't know what Dawn is, so we had this system in our residence because we used to live together last year where if we put Dawn before any word, that means that person is the best at something.
Because basically every floor of our residence had a floor Dawn, and so we'd call them like, oh, Dawn Matt or whatever. And then every time like let's say someone would win a game of Super Smash Bros, they'd be Dawn Smash, because they're just the Dawn,
Super Smash.
So anyways, that's what Dawn means.
Yeah, so once again, we may say that a lot in our future videos and this video. So to our original OG listeners who hopefully continue on to our 100th and 200th video, if we continue saying Dawn, you'll know what it means. Okay, so for my least favorite midterm, that would probably be the first semester physics one. I'm not gonna lie, for physics 152. Let me tell you why. There's a very good reason.
Wait,
it wasn't a very hard midterm.
You said 152. Do you mean second
yeah,
semester?
152.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Sorry, I meant 152 first midterm.
Okay.
And reason I didn't enjoy it that much is because there wasn't a lot of effort put into it, which I didn't really realize until I'd finished the midterm. Because like I was studying. And
But you're talking about effort on your part, though.
Sorry?
You're talking about effort on your part.
Yeah, there was a lack of it.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to explain why exactly I didn't enjoy the first midterm of 152. But apart from that, it wasn't that hard of a midterm, I think. Like, I definitely understood all the questions, but a lot of time when I was like going through them and trying to answer them, I was like, oh, you know what? I wish I had put a little more effort into it. So I think for listeners who are getting into math and physics, Parker and I think, are the perfect people to talk to, because we have two different sides of the spectrum. One who studies a lot and one who wants to study. Believe me, I really do. It's just I am so tremendously lazy that I just don't end up doing anything. I should probably not say this on a podcast where, never mind. Let's just continue.
Let's go to our favorite math topic.
Favorite math unit. Yeah, favorite math unit. That would have to be sums. I really enjoyed like the Riemann sums and upper sums, lower sums. So pretty much the unit before integrals.
Okay.
Because I really enjoyed the way that our prof that we've also interviewed here, Mr. or Dr. Mihai.
He's not a doctor yet.
Oh, he's not a doctor yet. True. Sorry. Soon to be Dr. Mihai. And I really enjoyed the Riemann sums and pretty much the entire sums unit because I think it was a really good introduction to understanding what an integral was. Like generalizing the upper sum, the lower sum, understanding what they are. It took a long time for me, to be honest, to start to compute an upper sum and lower sum of a function because I seriously did not know what it meant. But then when I started figuring it out a little bit more and he was explaining it, then it made a lot more sense. And then the integral just made so much sense
Yeah.
when the upper sum and the lower sum equated to each other. So I think it was like a perfect transition into integrals. That's why I think I enjoyed that a lot.
Yeah, my favorite was actually the integral part of the course, except I know I already talked about that on the podcast. So I picked like an honorable mention, which is the sequences. I actually really enjoyed sequences because I remember last year in high school, I don't even think we like touched on sequences that much. Like it was probably like at the end of the year in like the functions class, not even the calculus class. And then we just kind of like saw sequences, did like, I don't know, maybe like 2 weeks, and then it was over. But we actually spent a lot of time on sequences, and we also took our knowledge of sequences into the series unit, which was very important.
I think the power series and stuff was really, really important, especially with when we ended with Taylor series. Because I actually especially remember in high school, in like grade 11 and 12, I was always really interested with this thing called the Taylor series. I never knew what in the hell it was, because it was so confusing to understand. Because whenever I searched up Taylor series, this huge thing would come up with sums and derivatives and stuff, and I really would have no idea what it meant. But after doing it in the math class, like it's made me so much more satisfied to be in this program that I'm in, because there were so many questions and just thoughts that I had before I entered university that have pretty much a lot of which have been cleared up now in university.
I'll be honest, I didn't really listen that much for the Taylor series, and I gave up like watching the lectures online.
Oh, I love the Taylor series. Like he had those 14 videos, and once again, I think we mentioned this before, but all of our our Math 137 videos are available online if you just search on YouTube Math 137. And I think it's a really, helpful, YouTube channel, because it gives you pretty much everything we talk about in first year math.
But it doesn't go into detail very much.
It doesn't go into that much detail, that's true, but like it still gives a really good rendition of what you're expecting to be in 137. And I think especially right now, if anyone is going to U of T next year, hopefully a math and physics student, now is like a perfect time to, stock up on all these 137 knowledge. So when you get into it, you'll pretty much know it.
And before the final exam, we were just sitting on your bed, literally watching every single video. And I'm pretty sure there's like hours of videos. Like each video is like 5 minutes long, and there's like up to like 20 videos per playlist, and there are 14 playlists.
Jeez.
So we watched
there
like
are definitely
hours.
A lot of videos. Yeah, but I think also those are very, very helpful, because as I said, it just in general helps you to understand, because especially with proofs, right? Especially in the course that we're in, it's not really about understanding the concept is important, but you have to be able to do like a lot of different examples. And I think once you are able to do like a lot of different examples, some of which the professor who on YouTube, he actually puts it in the end of the videos. And if you can do those examples, I think then 137 should be good. Because I think those examples are really good at the end. He doesn't solve them, but he gives them. And if you can get the right answer, then I think your understanding should be really good.
Yeah, as Mihai said this earlier, to watch the videos and definitely do the exercises that they leave for you to do, and you'll be well off in the course if you can answer those questions and do them on your own without skipping forward and just seeing the answer. Yeah,
I think the lesson to take away from this is pretty much just, if you are in the program, just watch all your videos religiously. Don't miss them. Don't be like us sometimes. And I guess if you just watch them, pay attention to your exercises in class, I think that's pretty much all you need, really.
Yeah, and one tip that I would have for everyone, I know everyone has their own personal favorite topic in math and in physics, and it's really fun when you do get to that topic and you get to learn more about it. But my tip would be to try to find something you like about every single unit, so that when you are doing those units, you're not going to be bored out of your mind, and you're going to find something that's cool and something that'll grab your attention while you're learning about it and doing the exercises.
Yeah, liking a unit definitely helps a lot, especially when you're, talking about core courses. And if you like a unit in one of your core courses, like, I don't know, maybe it was just me and you, or I don't know, but especially when we were starting to talk about quantum mechanics and stuff like that, we just got super interested in physics, and we would just, want to almost practice more. And I think that's what's important. If you feel that want, then you know that you're in the right program.
Yeah.
Because in the beginning, I still remember I wasn't 100% sure. Now, obviously, I'm still not 100% sure. I mean, I've only finished first year, but like, I'm a lot more confident in my decision. I'm a lot more
Yeah.
confident that physics is the right path for me because I enjoyed it so much more with your first year, right? And I think that's what actually first year university is a lot about, just knowing if what you chose is really right for you.
Yeah. So I have
Yeah.
to go very soon. So we're going to end this episode right here. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This was episode number 10 of the Math and Physics podcast. I'm your host, Parker.
And I am Ray. And thank you so much for joining us. And we will see you soon.
See ya.